Hi, I'm your dizzy dude, Adam Tilted. Excuse my voice. I am recovering from a cold. Today I've been thinking about the star that is about to explode. But first I want to show you something. So especially for the guys, but girls too. I'm a hairy dude. So ingrown hairs are a concern because, they're gross. I need to exfoliate properly, otherwise, with all this hair, I'm going to end up a big mess. So, one way I do that is a couple of times a week I use this. This is amazing. It's made of the mud from the Pacific Northwest estuary, same mud as the face mask, and it has this bark in it. Can you see that? This bark in it that gently exfoliates, and it leaves my skin so soft and clean, and it just feels refreshed because that mud has like 50 minerals that benefit your skin and help it not only heal itself but protect itself. So I use that about twice a week. If you're interested in learning how to get some of that, let me know. You can send me a message, leave a comment, whatever is most convenient to you. All right, so let's talk about this star that is about to explode. Hi, Chelsea. How are you? Thank you for your live this morning. That is so cool. Guys, hey, check out her live this morning about the magic video. Like, I still am kind of like, whoa. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. The star that is about to explode. Let's hop on over to look at the sky real quick. This is the sky tonight, as it will look tonight. Let me see if I can get I don't think my picture-in-picture is going to work, but let's see. I'm going to try this. Nope. Okay. Well, no picture-in-picture, so you just have to look at the sky. If you look towards the east, this is at about 9 o'clock, and you look up, you will see a cluster of bright stars right here. This is the constellation Orion. It is probably the most famous constellation. Because it's easy to find, it's all these bright stars in there, plus this very unique alignment there for Orion's belt make it easy to spot. There are all kinds of interesting things going on in Orion, and I'm going to be talking about each of them. But today I want to talk about Betelgeuse, or Betelgeuse, depending on how you like to pronounce it. Betelgeuse is a red giant star that is so big that if it were in place of our sun, it would go out to past the orbit of Jupiter. That is how big it is. It's gigantic. And it's at the end of its life. So what happens when a star that is the right size, when it's a big star, at the end of its life, it uses up the hydrogen that it's using for its power, because the way a star powers itself is it's so forceful that it forces two hydrogen atoms, which each have one electron, smashes them together to make a new atom that has two electrons, and that is helium. And so that releases a ton of, it's a nuclear explosion. That's why it's called that, because the nucleus of those I'm losing my mind, the elements, explodes, releases a ton of energy, and after a while, the star runs out of helium, and it can't, it doesn't have enough to keep going. because that pressure from the explosion is what is combating the gravity of all of the stuff that the star is made of. So the gravity is pushing in, but those explosions are pushing out. And as long as those are stable, the star is fine. However, that's not the case in Betelgeuse. In Betelgeuse, it has used up almost all of its hydrogen, and it's gone on to helium, and it started smashing helium together. And over a course of time, it starts to create heavier and heavier elements, because every time you add an atom, you're changing it into a heavier element. So once it gets to a certain point, the elements are too heavy and the star just collapses in on itself. And then there's a shock wave, because imagine all that stuff in that star just being sucked in by all of its gravity all at once. Kaboom! A shock wave, and it explodes out into the space around it. Sorry, I got so excited I lost my train of thought. But boom, and all of those elements, the gold, lead, silver, all of those elements get thrown out into space. And normally what happens is a new star will form out of that stuff somewhere. But Betelgeuse is on its way to do that. Interestingly, it changes size quite a bit. So sometimes it's about 500 times the size of the sun, that's huge, right? But other times it's over 900 times the size of the sun. That's a big difference. I found that very interesting. So it's not only is it huge and unstable, but it's so when this thing blows, it's going to be quite a sight. It will be bright. It will be bright. We will notice when this happens. I think Betelgeuse, let's see how far Betelgeuse is away from us. Oops. Betelgeuse is almost 500 light years from us. So after it explodes, 500 years after it explodes, we will see the light from that explosion hit the Earth. Okay, I'm going to be talking more about Orion, because Orion is just so much fun. There is a nebula in here that you can see without the aid of a telescope if you have the right viewing conditions. There are some more stars in here that are very interesting for a couple of reasons. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit about the story behind Orion. I'll throw his art up there so we can see him in all of his glory. Orion the Hunter. We'll learn more about his story. And today we just start off with Betelgeuse. Now, if you... I also wanted to show you... Hold on, I got some pictures from SLU. I got some images from the telescope, and I wanted to show you. So let me switch back over there. Okay, this is Betelgeuse. It's the color image. And that was taken with the SLU camera just the other night. So it hasn't exploded in the last 500 years at least. This is Betelgeuse, black and white. Not quite as magnified. So you can see just how it's very bright. Pretty star, and recognizable in the sky. It has kind of an orangey tint. So tonight, if you have clear skies, go out, take a look. Look up towards the east. As the night goes on, Orion goes higher in the sky. See if you can find it. Okay? Look for those 3 stars in a row for the belt, and see if you can see Betelgeuse right there. It's one of Orion's shoulders, and it's the orangey one. And tomorrow we will talk about Rigel, which is another interesting star in its own, on its own right. Okay, thank you for stopping by. I'm your Dizzy Dude, Adam Tilted, and don't forget, if you want to sponsor the show, you can go to patreon.com. My Patreon sponsors this month are continuing to pay for my access to the telescopes. Thank you very much. I do want to bump that membership up, though, so I can do more advanced stuff with the telescope. What I'm doing right now is very basic, and there's a lot of cool things that I can do if I have the money. And if everyone who watched this just gave $1, I could do all kinds of amazing things. So consider it. Consider it, please. Patreon.com/Adam Tilted. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your Dizzy Dude, Adam Tilted, and until we meet again, don't forget to look up.